Hello everybody, Mike, aka the Magico13, here with a very special episode of Kerbal Space Program. That's right, this is the 26 subscriber special. Yes, 26. We had 25, and then by the time I went to record this, there was a 26th. So I figured I'd include them as well. So as you can see, we have everybody here. There are 27 in total, because I'm including myself. We've got Magico Kerman, Alec Kerman, Antimon Kerman, Space Monster Kerman, Ben Kerman, Jonathan Kerman, William Kerman, Dingus Kerman, Dorothy Kerman, Sanchez Kerman, Taladar Kerman, Caleb Kerman, Carlo... I think it's Carlo the Emo, but I'm going to just call it Carlo Themo Kerman, Victor Kerman, The One Kerman, Lalalia Kerman, Clayton Kerman, Sharome Kerman, Nathan Kerman, Bromok Kerman, Super Creeper Kerman, Unknowns 1 through 6. That's people that I don't know. I can only see if you're subscribed to me if you have your subscriptions public. So not even the people you subscribe to know that you're subscribed to them. So there are 6 people that I don't know who they are because I know 20 others. So yes, there are 27 Kerbals. Yeah, 27 Kerbals in total. And I'm going to now show you the ship that I'm going to be using to launch you into the sun. That would be this one. I've been doing a little bit of testing. This is the Icarus 2.5. Very slight changes from the Icarus 2, but yes, this is the Icarus. Probably one of the coolest looking ships I've built, which might be a little sad to some people who are actually good at building. I tried to go for aesthetics a little bit, and as a result, I think this whole thing only has about 6 kilometers per second of delta V. I had an earlier one that I was testing that was something like 8, and had I not thrown fins and adapters and everything on there, I could have probably gotten 9 or 10. All total, this thing has 11 kilometers per second of delta V. The launcher is kind of interesting because you can't take these 4 and have a center stack below them, because I will actually show you really quick. Take this quad adapter and say you attach it. It only attaches to one of them and not to the rest of them, which might work, but I didn't want to risk it, so the launcher is actually on the sides. Comes off of, there's some LVNs in here as well. 6 when these are all active, these fly off later, and then these 4 will be the final ones. Main sails, skipper engines on the sides. These are not asparagus stage, they're just these outside ones go in. And, I mean, that's pretty much it. So, why waste time looking at it when we could be flying it? So, I'm going to probably take a little bit of an unorthodox approach. Instead of... Okay, well, our target is the sun. Let's just start with that. There it is, the sun. Also known as Kerbal, depending on who you are talking to. The forums have... Not the forums, the Wiki has it listed as Kerbal with an O. I generally refer to it as that. I also call it the sun. So there's 2 ways of doing that. You can get in orbit and then burn this way, thereby reducing your orbital velocity, and then just go till you hit the sun. I think that takes about 6 kilometers per second of delta V from what I've been calculating, which is actually less than what we have in atmosphere, which is kind of interesting. I'm not a huge fan of that. It's really boring. Though the way I'm going to do it is probably kind of boring too. I wanted to try to do an Eve flyby. I tested out that. I checked to see how much that would cost. And it actually ends up costing more because we can't slow down enough. By aero braking, I was actually increasing my periapsis because we were getting to be more like Eve's orbit and less like an orbit that collides with the sun. I think I could maybe do it with Joule, it's possible that I could extend my orbit out to Joule and then use its gravity to fling me back down or something. Aero braking would not work, but I'd have to like fling myself back down, and that could save me some delta V. What I think I'm going to end up doing though is burning until my orbit comes out to like here, out past Elu, and then at apoapsis, burning to lower my periapsis from Kerbin down to the sun. Should only take about 4 kilometers per second of delta V, even though we have the delta V to do the whole 6 kilometer one. I would like to do this one because it's a little bit different. And then maybe for our 50 subscriber special or something, I can try it with Joule, or I might just have fun and try that at some point anyway. But we are sitting here talking and we should be launching, so let's go about doing that. Can't save when throttled up. Cool. Even though I guess I don't really need to save right now. So there we go. Everyone should be in here. Or in these. There are people in here, right? Let me just double check that you all are in here. I probably forgot. Yeah, I forgot to actually... Oops! Forgot to actually put you guys in here. I can't throw you into the sun if you're all waiting back at home. So here we go. Now everybody is in here. Alright. Sounds good. Now let's launch. Okay. Now that I've sufficiently wasted all of your time. Not sure if this episode's going to be super long or super short. It could go either way. The reason being that... Oh, shoot. That's an issue. That came... If you can't tell, this came unattached. So I'm just going to launch and see what happens. Yes! Okay. Well, how many of us survived? I like that you can still scroll through these. Apparently me, Alec, and Antimon are the only people who survived that. Well, fun. Okay, let's revert to launch. I'm sorry, that was just very entertaining for me. Let's hope this ship actually stays together this time. I think it's good. I'm not gonna quick save. Alright, so now we've got a very, very slow initial launch. Don't need a chronal alarm clock. Our thrust to weight is 1.2. It's not too bad, but it's still kind of slow. Could maybe have thrown some boosters, some like solid rocket boosters in here or something, and just launched them with this to just get us that initial kick, but I'm not too worried about it. I keep saying and I need to stop doing that. If you are not currently a subscriber but are watching this, I encourage you to subscribe. It's not very often that we do specials like this. It's more of a series. The one that I'm doing right now is called the Out of This World series, which is an IVA, mostly IVA playthrough of career mode in the alternus Kerbal setting. It's pretty fun. I like doing it. I think other people like watching it. I don't know, it's lots of mods. We're using remote tech, we're using TAC life support, FAR, deadly reentry, all the mods you see on here now. The mod that I maintain, which is Kerbal Construction Time, a bunch of other stuff. I don't remember what all of it is. The full list is available, I think, on the About section of my channel. If not, then it's at least available on any of the episodes. And the list should be pertinent to that episode. So if I add a new mod, it should be on the list, but not always. You can tell that we are not quite lined up. The reason is being that I wanted this ladder lined up with that ladder, so that theoretically people could walk around anywhere on here. Like, there are even ladders here. So yeah, I kind of went for aesthetics a little more than I normally do. But, I don't know. This is one of the coolest looking ships I've made. And, you know what, that might be sad compared to some other people's, but I am still kind of proud of it. Because I usually don't design very good looking ships. I'm going to start turning over towards the 90. Drop these stages. Alright, now we are just going on the mainsails. I really need to turn over sooner. We are not using FAR, this is stock, so I can just kind of flip over and not worry about anything at all. I'm actually going to face this way. Hello, Moon, we are not going to you, even though we very, very easily could. However, I don't think we could land. So that'd be kind of interesting, because we don't have enough thrust to weight to actually land on the Moon, but we could definitely get there. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about, honestly. I just found out that I got my first paper published in Soft Matter, which is a journal about soft matter, condensed matter physics, stuff like that. I was doing some molecular dynamics simulations of freestanding polymer films, and we wrote a paper, and it got published. And I'm not paying attention to my apoapsis, which is far too high. It's not far too high. That's actually not too bad. But I need to turn over more. So that's pretty exciting. Yeah. Spring break is next week, but I have to write a thesis. So, may not be very many videos next week. This one might be the last one for a while, because I'm going to be quite busy with that, as you can imagine. Alright, it looks like we're going to have to finish the burn with these engines, and you can see their awesome acceleration. By that I mean they have like nothing in terms of acceleration. But we should easily be able to finish our circularization burn. Are we actually even... I think pointing in the 90 is actually correct, even though we are rotated. So yeah, now it's just a matter of burning until our periapsis gets above 70, and then deciding when we want to actually do the burn for raising our sun apoapsis up to ridiculous. I'm also going to try to extend these things, but it's not going to quite let me. Somebody remind me when our periapsis is getting close, because I'm not paying any attention right now. I did bring along some science modules, as you can see, simply for the reason that we're going to the sun, we might as well get some science. Even though there's a sandbox and there is no science, but shh, they don't need to know that. The Kerbals can think that they're doing something that's benefiting somebody somewhere, even though they're really not. And it's not totally sadistic that I'm sending you all to the sun, because I'm sending myself to the sun as well. So, yeah, I mean, you can't get super mad. Okay, periapsis is up, apoapsis is up. We are good. I'm going to quick save, and then I'm going to try to set up this maneuver. Probably skip some stuff. This is going to be a 7-minute burn. That's kind of fun. Last time I tried this, it was an 8-minute and 1-second burn, so we apparently shaved off 3 seconds. And I think that's because I slightly changed the design. These used to be giant nose cones, which didn't really make a whole lot of sense. And also obstructed the view of these people. Who's even in here? Dingus, Dorothy, Sanchez, and Taladar. Well, congratulations! The earlier model would have had you seeing absolutely nothing. Let's see if I can even... Let's just IVA on some of these, and shoot, what is the button for changing? It's just B. All you're seeing is space. That's inside. Yeah, okay, do you remember what you were seeing? Because I'm not going probably back through that. Oh, don't... No, okay, hang on. I think it's just mad because I changed... Yeah, okay. That's kind of annoying, actually. Oh, maybe I should control... That's... Okay, that's weird. It changes that, but you can't actually control from that. That's kind of silly. Let's add an alarm with a margin of 3 minutes. 3 minutes? Let's do 4 minutes. Can I... Will that actually work? Time to event, 8 minutes. Time to alarm, 4 minutes. Okay, let's just try that. Yeah, that's gonna go off in a minute. That's not actually right, so I'm gonna start burning now. I'm gonna actually burn a little bit above so that we don't lower our periapsis too much. Actually, I don't think we're going to. So I don't think we need to worry, actually. So we are now slowly on our way out of the Kerbal system. At which point we will spend about a year in orbit getting to here. 331 days, I don't... Yeah, that's about a year. 300... Is it just 365 is a year? Okay. I wasn't sure if it was synced to Kerbal years, but it is not. So yeah, that is about a year away. So you're going to spend a year in space in order to lower your periapsis to then spend another year in space to then crash into the sun. All of you are really excited by this, though. Is there anybody not excited? I am one of the least excited looking, which is strange. Caleb looks a little derpy, which I actually know him in real life. He could be a little derpy. Thank you for reminding me that there is a maneuver that I'm already doing. Is there anyone upset by this? Anyone at all? Sharon doesn't appear to care a whole lot. Neither does Nathan. Super Creeper is, like, ecstatic. So is Unknown, too. Yeah, so if you're one of the people who I don't know who you are, you can claim one of these ones. Any of the unknowns. They're all yours. How did this even fill this? Why are these people last? Because the unknowns were the first ones. Okay, here we are. Back to here. I'm going to... time warp up. This thing can mostly handle time warp. It sounds a little weird, so just ignore that if possible. I think it's just my frame rate is not quite keeping up with what I want it to be, so the engines are being all weird. These are really close to overheating, but I don't think they actually will. I think partly because we're not in the sun, they seem to have gone... Yeah, they are going down. Maybe it's because there's less fuel. I don't actually know. Oh, we are set to escape. Sweet. Why is this set for a 15-minute margin? Why would I ever want a 15-minute margin on that? That's kind of useless. I don't need to know 15 minutes ahead of time. I need to know... Yeah, 1 second ahead of time is what I want. And we are still burning. Let's go back up to 4 times time acceleration. Yeah, this is the other reason I didn't want to just do a full 6 km/s burn around Kerbal, because it would take so long. At the very least, this will get split up between 2 burns, but that would just be like, I think the one that I was looking at was like a 40-minute burn. I'm like, I'm not going to do a 40-minute burn. This will be 8, 16, 24-minute burn would be a 6,000. 6 km/s burn would be about a 24-minute burn. which even at 4 times time acceleration is 6 minutes of real-life time sitting there watching it burn. Which, if I've actually been talking through this whole thing and keeping this video, you've pretty much watched a 6-minute burn, except it was a 4-minute burn. No, it was an 8-minute burn, and we were 4 times time acceleration, so it was about a 2-minute burn. So hopefully I've skipped some of this. I will probably skip the later burn at the very least. This one's slightly more interesting because Kerbin's here, but that's still not very interesting. I don't actually need to follow this that closely. Okay, we are good. We have an apoapsis in 331 days. So I'm going to add a maneuver at apoapsis to go negative 2,000 prograde. That's actually more than we need. 180, 190. Oh, shoot. I meant 2,000, not 200. So once our periapsis here goes positive, then we just need to fine-tune this sum. Apparently not very much in terms of fine-tuning. Alright, there we go. That's close enough for me. We won't even get that close anyway. Can we make sure that these panels are facing the sun? And now it's just a matter of... I'm going to set this to actually pause the game, and I want it to go 5 minutes ahead of time. Okay. We should now be set to go. Oh, I want to turn this around so that the nice side is facing the sun. Let's turn the lights on. Even though we're probably always going to see the sun. I should have turned the lights on before. That would have been kind of nice during the burn. And open all of the ladders. So yeah, how these ladders work is this one should go all the way down. This one crosses and should hopefully go to that one. I didn't actually test that. Let's, who wants to be a test subject? Who's in here? Let's go with Taladar, because why not? His name's kind of cool sounding. So we should be able to climb all the way up to the hatch. No problems there, that's pretty cool. I'm sure that this way will work that way. Awesome. I can't actually grab that one, so I have to like let go and then fly him over, and then yeah, that's not the worst. It could be worse, and we can't board these because there's people on them. But this is the view from Taladar Kerman. Oh, actually, can I? No. I should. There is IVA for Kerbals, and I should get that. And screenshot. There we go. That is probably going to be the picture that we use and grab and flop around and in. Okay. So we are going to apparently lose that maneuver node. Cool. That's frustrating that it didn't keep it. I don't know why it didn't keep it. Well, I'm going to remake maneuver node and then fast forward time, and this will probably just all be sped up. Maybe I'll throw some nice music in. That stupid alarm didn't actually do that. That's frustrating. Alarm margin 0. 1 second. That should be good. Okay, hopefully that one's better now. I'm gonna quick save just in case. Alright, we are now in orbit around the sun, and it's just a matter of time warping for the rest of our lives, essentially. I'm gonna actually keep these windows open, and time warp. After what felt like hours for me, and was probably only a matter of seconds for you, that did not set that to where I wanted it. Darn. I'm finally going to get to do this burn. We are now out past Elu's orbit, at least when Elu is here. I think we just had an encounter with something. How far out are we? 77. Yeah, Elu is still further. Elu, you're crazy. It's now just a matter of burning until our periapsis stops being positive. I do like when it adds leaving the sphere of influence of the sun to enter the sphere of influence of something else, which means we have an encounter. So these tanks, I think, these tanks will dry up by the time that we are done with this burn. So then we will drop them and just be on these center ones. I highly doubt that anyone will ever run into these. Figuring they're super elliptical and just so ridiculous. This is a giant orbit. Our orbital period has now gone down to 1.6 years. Alright, I'm going to time warp. Duh, kind of forgot about that. That will definitely help with this. When we get down to just a couple seconds left on this. Okay. Ready, set, 2, 1, drop. And those will continue doing that for the rest of time. Just spinning. Actually, they won't, because the instant they get unloaded, they'll stop spinning. But, oh well. The really fun thing is when they get out of physics range. Just watch them. And we still have 3 kilometers per second of delta V, and we're only going to use 1 kilometer, so we'll still have 2,000 meters per second of delta V. Alright, physics range, now. Yeah, they're now like 6 kilometers away. I think we are actually encountering floating point error issues because we are too far out from the sun. So when it's not in our loaded range, it totally has floating point error. So that probably would make docking, and, well, not necessarily docking, but rendezvousing at these sun altitudes, Kerbal altitudes, whatever you want to call them. Who's in here? Super Creeper and Unknown. Super Creeper. Can you see out the window? How about you? How about you? You can, but probably not right. Darn, I was hoping to be able to see the sun through one of those windows, but oh well. Let's go back to the controlling pool here, and then time warping some more. Alright, we are almost done with this burn. Almost. We, as you can tell by the camera switching, are now on a collision course with the sun. Let's remove this. Yes, there is no periapsis. We are definitely going to collide with the sun. I'm just doing this so that I can rotate the right way. Are you prepared? I don't think you're prepared. Well, you've got something like half a year to prepare, so yeah. I'm just going to get this pointed, and then it's just a matter of, well, yeah, removing that maneuver. I don't need this. Let's close the alarm clock. Quick save, just in case I manage to warp through this. And now we are just going to plunge directly into the sun. Actually, I'm just going to point at the sun. And would you give me a camera angle that doesn't suck? Chase. Give me chase camera. There we go. And let's make sure that we are controlling from here. And you... So irritating. I want chase cam back. Oh, it's because it's rotated. Darn, okay. Well, I'm going to go crash into the sun. I will see you all there. I am just burning to make it a little bit more direct. The sun is getting creepily large very quickly. How fast are we going? Hello, sun! We have found you. We are going 74... Yeah, the energy flow back there was like 8. It's currently 177. We are currently going 74,000 meters per second. Let's just burn the rest of our fuel. We are, I think, a day away from our periapsis, which is, you know, the center of the sun. I'm just burning straight into it now. Our engines could overheat, actually, which would be kind of funny. Wow. I've actually never been this close to the sun. And it's actually really pretty. Like, KSP devs, good job. It looks nice. It's kind of weird that they're like regular shapes here. Our engines might overheat, and I might just let that happen, because I honestly think that would be kind of entertaining. I mean, everything else is going to overheat at some point, so let's just go for it. I do like that the lights are on. I don't imagine that's very useful. Let's get some science. There on the other side. How about toggle display? Temperature, it's 15. Interesting. 0.7 G. Yeah, it's 7 meters per second. We are in vacuum. Surprise, surprise. Never would have guessed. What's the map say we're doing? Gliding. Don't think that's going to change. I don't actually know if these are going to overheat. It's close, but it doesn't quite look like they're going to. I'm going to pick up on time warp impact. So yeah, we are not going to blow up our engines, and we are also completely out of fuel and on a collision course with the sun. Oh, it is kind of... There's texture. That's kind of cool. There is actually texture on the sun. Can we time warp up? We are now going nearly 100 kilometers per second down to time warp 1. This is like blindingly bright. And everyone seems to be pretty okay with this. I wonder if the science has changed at all. Temperature, what are you? 14.9. Pretty much nothing. 17 meters per second squared and increasing. We are not apparently feeling any of that, but we've blown up! We have collided with the sun. I'm sorry I wasn't paying much attention to it. Let's actually go back and do that again. Alright, so that was fun. Let's actually do that again since I wasn't paying any attention last time. And I'd like to at least get one time where I'm paying some attention. I'm going to actually quick save here and then time warp up. And this time we will actually watch at 1 times time acceleration as we nosedive straight into the sun and suddenly explode. At 1,000 meters up is where we exploded. So if you ever were wondering what would happen if you flew into the sun, well, at approximately 1,000 meters, your ship would just spontaneously explode without any warning. I don't even think there was any overheating warnings or anything. So yeah, now you know what happens. And I'm gonna actually just jump into the sun. Can't stop me. Goodbye, ship. Goodbye, everything. That is really cool. That is actually textured. There's like an actual surface. Now we're dead. I think the other ship's gone too. Yep. Crashed into the sun. Only these people were killed, apparently. Where is everybody else? I exploded due to overheating. That's fun. Alright. I'm Mike, aka TheMagico13. This has been quite an adventure for me. Tons of fun. I should start doing stuff like this more often instead of just the series. If you guys want. Maybe I'll do some challenges. I've only done the one. If you guys want to see stuff like that, let me know. If you're new and you're thinking of subscribing, I suggest that you do, and I very much suggest that you tell me what you want me to do, because I'd like to make videos that are entertaining for everyone, and not just entertaining for me. Another thing, which I've mentioned this in the past couple episodes of the Out of This World series, but I'm going to mention it here just in case anyone is interested and hasn't heard that. If you want your name in the series, the Out of This World series, just let me know either in the comments of this video or any video, and I will do that. We've had one person so far has said that they want me to, so he's going to be the head guy in getting a proper lathe mission set up. He will be overseeing everything involving lathe, and will probably be the first Kerbal to set foot on lathe. So you can have that special privilege as well for, I don't know, maybe you want to set foot on Minmus or the absolutely awful Tylo that is included in Alternus Kerbal. Because they make it worse by giving it it's like Eve, except it's worse than Eve. And we have Deadly Reentry, and basically, yeah, Tylo's death. So if you want to actually be the first Kerbal to be sacrificed to Tylo, just let me know. If you have any ideas for what you want to see for the 50 subscriber special, which is so long from now that It's really not an issue, but let me know, and there's a good chance we will do it. I don't want to reuse the crashing into the sun thing, even though that was fun. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So thank you all for watching. It has been a very good... Honestly, it's almost been a year now. I think it's been about 9 months or so. We've had a baby. Yeah, it's been about, I think, 9 months. It was July 4th was the first episode of the lightly buttered Kerbal Space Program Let's Play, the LBKSPLP. Yes. And since then, it's just been a lot of fun for me. So thank you all very much. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. I'd still be playing KSP, I just wouldn't be recording it and talking over it and sounding like a crazy person. I've mentioned this multiple times, but sitting in a room talking to yourself playing a video game is very strange. And if anyone else was here, they'd probably think I'm crazy. But thank you all very, very much for the 26 subscribers. I am very happy with it, and I am looking very much forward to what will be coming up in the future and what all of you will have to say about various things I do. So I've thanked you like 12 times now, but thank you all for watching. I'm Mike, aka the Magico13. I will see you all next time.